Hello, everybody. This is Howard, the Teaserking, coming to you with week 3 of college football. Huge lock going this week. I'll probably put it in 2 teasers. It's such a strong lock. Um, as we get along in the season, more information comes out. You're not sure on teams. You don't know how strong or weak they are. Then they play some games, and when they play against good competition, or they play like LSU, Texas, you now have an idea. LSU's got a good offense. Texas looks pretty damn good too, versus a team that plays, Howard and Stephen, or weak college teams. You don't know. Maryland puts up 78 points on Howard. You don't know anything. Now they do it on Syracuse. Now you know they're a good over team. So lessons learned, that's what you're looking for early on. So now I have this really good lock. It's a college pro lock, $65. You'll get, if I have more locks, you'll get that, but at least you'll get this lock for $65. www.teaserking.com. You just go, click on the purchase pick, and purchase it. Really, really strong. Really, really love it. It just hit me. One of my friends says, well, do you look for a lock? And I go, no, it just comes. I look at a game, and if it's like last week, Fresno State was a home dog to Minnesota, that was a lock. Now, had they been maybe even playing Ohio State or even Maryland, I might have, now I might say, well, it ain't a lock, but I like Fresno State as a home dog. But against Minnesota, who's not much of an offensive team, and they're not much of a defense. They're a good team, but they're not somebody that scares you on the road. They're going to blow out a very good Fresno State team. So that was the point of the Fresno State part of the lock. The other part was UCF blowing out Florida Atlantic. I knew Florida Atlantic wasn't that good from their earlier games, and just reading up on them, I knew they're not as strong, and here's UCF I know is strong. I mean, they're not going anywhere. So that's what I'm looking for. So I found that this week, very strong team playing a team that you thought was strong, but they're really not that strong based on other performances this year against pretty good teams. So I'll leave it at that. Just a quick little thing. Let me give you one of the games. All right, we can go with SMU, Texas State. We've learned that SMU's very strong. They beat Northern Texas, who's a very good team. I mean, they'll probably win their division or have a really good shot at it, going against Texas State, who's a really weak team. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Now I know SMU is really good. Sonny Dykes is the coach. Let's take a quick look at their numbers. SMU scored 43, gave up 28. They played a pretty good team. They got Sing Bushell, the quarterback from Texas, as their quarterback. Dykes likes to score a lot. They got 500 yards. They're averaging so far 300 on the ground against Texas State, who's a pretty weak team. They scored 10 points so far, given up 32. They've got 330 yards. I've never heard of their quarterback, Gress Jensen. So I'm really not too concerned that Texas State's going to put up much of a fight. And that's a perfect example of what I'm looking for. So take SMU against Texas State. That's just one of the college games. Again, I got about six to eight strong college games, including the lock. I have 4 or 5 really, really strong programs. Thinking about locking them, but I might not. But they're really strong plays, plus the lock. Love the lock, and it's just there's a great college game, there's a great program. Boom, put them together. Probably play them in multiple teasers. Try to understand. I put out a lot of games, so that gives you good value. So I put out 4 teasers. There's 8 teasers. There's 8 games, right? And then, like last week, UCF and Fresno State. Well, it's one teaser, but it's 2 games you can bet on. You can put in different teasers or make it a 3 or 4 team teaser if what you like. So the value there for, if you bought college for 75, you're getting 8 games basically plus a lock. So divide it out, you're paying $10 a game. The other guys charge you 35, give you one game. How are you going to tease it or parlay it? And then that's, and how successful are they? I'm successful. I put my history out there. I went 10-1. You can see all the history. So I'm backing mine up with proof. And I've been doing this quite a long time. So anyway, www.teaserking.com. The lock, $65. Very, very strong lock. I think it's a 15 unit. Don't get it confused with stars or anything. It just means it's a very high confidence game. In the industry, if you hear of a 5-star or a 10-star, it's just more confident that the person is giving the pick. I'll give locks that are 10 or 11. Units, stars, same thing, but here I'm going 15 because I really like the game, and that's why sometimes I'll put it in 2 teasers. Those are my bets. What you got to realize is, put yours to your bankroll, put yours to what your units are, and don't, it's just small pieces. Play within your bankroll with the games I'm giving you, and, certainly if you want, say, I like a game, I like the New York Giants, but Howard, you don't have a list. Well, you can certainly Twitter me or Teaserking, or you can just email me on the site, and I'll give you my opinion. Yeah, I really like the Giants, but I didn't want to play them. I'm not comfortable. I don't think they're that strong of a team, but I do like them. Like last week, I had Buffalo, which won. So anyway, that's week 3, big lock. www.teaserking.com. SMU against a weak Texas State team should roll. They're laying 18. Cut it to 12. Keep it under 2 touchdowns. Should be good. And then the other picks will be on the site, at least 5 or 6 of them. So have a nice week. I hope you made a lot of money on the lock last week, and the whole table was very huge. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. www.teaserking.com.